All right, here we are talking about solving quadratic equations. Today, we're going to be talking about level 6. So if you haven't seen the videos for levels 1 through 5, I highly recommend that. Okay, going through those in order, it'll help you figure out what we're doing here. They build off each other. So thinking about what we did in level 4, or in level 5, okay, we had to multiply everything by 4, okay, in order to get there. So thinking about that here, if we do that, we're going to end up with 12x squared minus 28x plus 4 equals 36. Now, if you've been watching the videos, you're going to know that this isn't going to work, right? Because that leading term, 12x squared, is not a perfect square, okay? If we try to go ahead and use the symmetry here, the negative 28x is not a problem, right? We could still split that into negative 14x and negative 14x, but that 12x squared, again, not a perfect square, okay? The 12 is not a perfect square, and so, boom, doesn't help, okay? So we got to think about something else, right? So we want the leading term to be a perfect square. So it might help to think about what to do there. How do we make that first term a perfect square? We have 3x squared. Well, what can we multiply 3 by to make it a perfect square? Okay, the answer is 3. So maybe we start there. Okay, multiplying by 3, right? It's already there. So if we multiply by whatever it is, okay, it's gonna be a square. So we end up with 9x squared, okay, minus 21x plus 3 equals 27, okay? And then from here, we can go ahead and multiply by 4, right? And end up with, because that middle term is still not even, right? Still not even, so we have to multiply by 4 to make it even, okay? But keep the leading term a perfect square. So now we have 36x squared minus 84x, okay, plus 12 equals 108. Okay. Now we can apply it, right? So essentially what we've done is by multiplying by 3, we've converted this into a level 5 problem, okay, which we need to multiply by 4 in order to convert it into a level 4 problem. Okay, so now we come over to our area model. We plop in our 36x squared. Half of 84 is 42, so we got negative 42x and negative 42x. Okay, so now we can start to look at our binomial terms. What's going to give us 36x squared? Well, that's 6x times 6x. Okay, what times 6x gives us negative 42x? That's negative 7, so we've got that on both sides here. And when we multiply negative 7 by itself, we get positive 49. Okay, so that's what we need to get here, right? What do we need to add to 12 in order to get 49? Well, the answer is 37. So we add 37 to both sides, okay? And that leads us over here to 36x squared minus 84x plus 49 equals 145. And this makes it into our level 3, right, which we know is our perfect square in disguise. We've already figured out what that is, right? It's 6x minus 7 quantity squared. Okay, and rewriting it now turns it into a level 2 problem. Okay. So now we can go ahead and take the square root of both sides. It gives us our two equations. 6x minus 7 equals the square root of 145, or 6x minus 7 equals negative square root of 145. Okay, again, reduce them if you want. If you need to look up a video on that, go ahead. I'm not worried about it right now. So again, we're going to solve both of these the same way. We'll add 7 to both sides and then divide by 6. So we're going to end up with x equals 7 plus the square root of 145 over 6, or x equals 7 minus the square root of 145 over 6. Two answers. All right, here's our next problem. Okay, again, take a second pause, try it on your own, and then come back. Okay, so if we go the same route as the last problem, we're going to multiply by 7, right? But 7 times negative 5 is going to give us negative 35. It's still not going to be even, so we might as well multiply by not just 7, but 7 times 4, right? In this case, 28, right? So if we go ahead and multiply by 28, right? It seems like a lot, okay? Seems like a lot, but that's, what the problem is. Right? So we've got 28 times 7, 196, x squared. 28 times negative 5 is negative 140x. Okay, and 28 times 18, okay, we have negative 504. Right, I know I'm being sloppy about my negatives here. Okay, so again, we're looking at this problem like, okay, I'm not sure, right? But we know that we can resort to our area model here, throw 196x squared in there, negative 70x here, negative 70x here. All right, and start to take a look at what's going on here. So we know this is 28 times 7, right? So 7 goes into 28 4 times. This is 4 times 49, okay? Which I guess that doesn't really help. But the square root of 196, right? That's what we want to take a look at. So we got 14x and 14x. Does help when I switch colors here. 14x and 14x. Okay, so we've got that. And then what do I have to multiply by 14x to get negative 70, right? And the answer is negative 5. Okay, so negative 5 squared is positive 25. That's what we need this to be. Okay, so what do we have to add to both sides? Well, 504 and then 25. So how about we add 529 to both sides? Which is going to give us the equation 196x squared minus 140x plus 25 equals 529. Oops, that's supposed to be 9. Okay. So again, we already know that multiplying by 28 gave us level 4, right? We were able to bypass level 5. Okay, we go to level 4. Now we've got level 3 as our perfect square in disguise. Okay, right? Which we know is going to be 14x minus 5 squared equals 529. Boom. There's our level 2. And we just got to bring it home by taking the square root of both sides. All right, so we have 14x minus 5 equals square root of 529, or 14x minus 5 equals negative square root of 529. Again, I'm not really worried about what that is at this point. So we'll add 5, divide by 14 on both ones. Okay, so 5 plus the square root of 529 over 14, or x equals 5 minus square root of 529 over 14. Boom. There's our two answers right there again. All right. So go ahead and try out the practice again. See what you can do. We're ultimately I'll post another video about the quadratic formula. Okay, and how level 6 is the quadratic formula. Okay, good luck. Practice that. Come to Zoom.